time. Here we go. We are on lesson 6 of module 1. We'll start by putting our name at the top of the paper. It's good practice when you hand this in. Teacher knows whose it's from. And put today's date. I'm going to write today. You write the actual date. Alright, let's read the instructions for number 1. Label the place value chart. Use place value disk to find the sum or difference. Write the answer in standard form on the line. Well, let's do first things first. We have a place value chart to label. So here we have the ones place, and then the, you got it, tens place, and hundreds. Followed by, you see there's that heavy line there. You see the sections of 3, that's where our commas go. We have our thousands place. And then followed by, a common mistake there is to say millions comes after thousands, but first, you see thousands, ones, tens, 10,000s, hundreds, 100,000. So this next place is the 10,000s. And hopefully by now you're learning how to spell all these correctly because you've written them 80 bajillion times. That's not a real number. And we have 100,000s. And after 100,000s, that's when we get to millions. Okay, so our question is for A, 100,000 less than 560,313 is. Okay, so if we set up our subtrahend, the number we're subtracting from, we'd then be able to easily subtract 100,000 from it because we're looking for 100,000 less than that number. So 560,000. Okay, let's make the disk for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 500,000. And then we need 60,000. So in the 10,000s place, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice there are no thousands. It's just 60,000, not 63,000 or 65,000, just 60,000. So we skip the thousands place, go right over here to 313. So how many hundreds? That's right, 1, 2, 3. And watch this 13. Make sure you do as same as if you were writing a numeral. A 1 in the 10th place and 3 ones. There we go. Now we're going to be subtracting 100,000. And there are different ways you can go about this, but one way is to just look at it and say, okay, here's 100,000. Let me just subtract it. I'm going to X it out. And if I even want to get fancy, maybe you could do this on your homework. If you feel like running for some crayons, you can cross it out in red. Say, okay, I'm subtracting that there little 100,000. So now let me, before I go to write it up in the line, let me make sure I understand what I have here. I have still 400,000s after subtracting 100,000. I'm still having everything else is the same. The 6 10,000s, 0 thousands, 3 hundreds, 1 10, and 3 ones. And look, there's my number, and this heavy bar means our good friend, the comma. So 460,313. And you ask yourself, does that answer make sense? 560,000 and change minus 100,000 would be 460,000 and change. That makes sense. All right, so 1A is done. Let's go on to B and C. All right, now we're on to B and C. So same instructions as number 1. So let's start off just by labeling let's just take the time right now and label both of these charts. So ones, tens, hundreds. Then after the comma there, that little group of three break comes, that's right, thousands. Then 10,000s. And we have what? That's right, 100,000s. And lastly, millions. And let's just, while we're at it, let's just go ahead and label the place value chart there for C. Same thing, ones. This is great practice. This will be so firmly ingrained in your abilities and memory forever. Hundreds. You'll know how to spell these. This is one mistake you will never make, is labeling a place value chart. You will always do it correctly. 10,000s. And 100,000s. If you're tempted to take shortcuts here, I am writing it all out. And if I can write it all out, well then you sure can too, because I know this stuff, right? Alright, so there we go. We've labeled both charts. Whew, got that out of the way. Alright, 10,000 more, in letter B, 10,000 more than 300,000 plus 90,000 plus 5,000 plus 40 is blank. And this addend here is given to us in expanded form. There we go. So we have 300,000. So that's 3 in the 100,000s place. And I'll go on drawing discs, although I could draw right numerals. I have 90,000. So that's right, 9 in the 10,000s place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 5,000, so obviously that's 5 in the thousands place, 4, 5, plus 40, so we're jumping down to, that's right, the tens place, 1, 2, 3, 4, no hundreds, no ones in this number. So 10,000 more, so we have to make sure we're in the right place. So here's the 10,000s place. And I'm going to switch colors. Let's go to blue so you can be clear. You don't have to switch colors. It's just trying to make it clear for you. So here's the 10,000 more. There it is. And you notice that gives me 10 10,000s. And that means I can do what? Or I need to do what? I can regroup those. If you think about it, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. So these 10,000s here are equal to, that's right, 100,000. I'm just simply regrouping those the same way you've done in addition and such for a long time. And now I'm going to look at what I have left. What do I have left here? Well, now I have 4 in the 100,000s place. And what do I have in the 10,000s place? Well, I regrouped all of these. So there are no 10,000s remaining there. I regrouped them all. I do still have those same 5,000s. Still have no hundreds. Still have 4 tens. Still have no ones. 0 ones. And this, of course, this dark line here is where my comma will go when I write it in standard form per the instructions. So that would give me an answer of 405,040. If you ask, does that make sense? Yeah, you just round it off. Estimate 390,000 plus 10,000 is going to be about 390 plus 10 is about 400. 390,000 plus 10,000 is 400,000. That makes sense. Let's do C. Now this one, you have to figure out, are we adding or subtracting? And what are we adding or subtracting? So let's go ahead and look at this. 447,077 is blankety 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 blank, then 347,077. Okay, so let's start by drawing out our first number here. We have 400,000s. I'm just sticking with the blue here. In the 10,000s place, that's right, we have 4 again. 2, 3, 4. In the thousands place, you see we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You notice usually when I have more than 5, I'll go to another row. It makes it easier to space them out and to see what you're doing. We have 0 hundreds. We have 7 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7 ones as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. So now what are we doing to this number to end up with this number? 347, 077. 347,077. Well, if you look, let's start the ones place. 7, 7, that stays the same. 7, 7 tens, that stays the same. 0 hundreds stays the same. 7 thousands stays the same. 4 10,000 stays the same. Here's our change. Is there in the 100,000s place? That's where we need to do something. So in the 100,000s place, what am I doing to go from 400,000 to 300,000? Well, I'm obviously removing one of these 100,000. So switch back to black here. I'm going to X this one out. I'm subtracting it here. So what are we doing? We're doing less than, and how much less than? 100,000. So we can write 1, and you can write this out in words. I just don't think I'm going to have the room to write out 100,000 in words here. Is 100,000 less, I probably would have had room. It's alright though. 100,000 less than this. Oh no, wait, is it? Oh, do you see what we did there? We made a mistake, didn't we? If you look, now when you read your answer, does that make sense? 400,000 is less than oh no, it's more than. See, so the order of the subtraction is reversed here. So that's actually more than. You see how that one is set up to be a little tricky, and how we went along with it? Say, it's less than. Oh no, it's not. Even though we're subtracting, we're saying this number is more than that one. So you can't go on automatic here and just say, I'm subtracting, so I'm automatically going to write less than. I'm adding, so I'm automatically going to write more than. You have to look at it and say, does my answer make sense? Excellent work. So 1, A, B, C, done. Let's move on. And on to number 2. So now we're doing the same thing, adding and subtracting using our knowledge of place value, but just without using the place value chart. So this is the next step. Instructors are simply fill in the blank for each equation, or solve. Okay, so in this first one, we're adding 100,000 to 76,960. There's nothing in the 100,000s place in the second addend, right? And so this 100,000 is all we have in the 100,000s place. So 176,960. See, all that changes there is 100,000s place. Isn't it amazing you can do stuff like this now? And look at this next one. You can do this, no problem. We have 13,097 minus 1,000. Well, you know 13,000s minus 1,000. 13 things minus 1 thing is 12 things. So 12,000. And you could also think of that just in terms of the thousands place itself, saying 3,000 minus 1,000 is 2,000. That works as well, just different ways of doing the same thing. And this next one, 849,000 minus 10,000. Our 100,000s will stay the same, right? We're not touching that. We're just removing 10,000 from the 40,000. So the 8 in the 100,000s place is unchanged, and we're just going from 40,000 there, a 4 in the 10,000s place. We're removing 1, so that leaves 3 in the 10,000s place. The 9 in the thousands place is untouched, as are those zeros there. Pretty straightforward, eh? Alright, so now 442,210, we're adding 10,000. Again, nothing's going to happen in our 100,000s place. Our change here is in the 10,000s place. So from 4 10,000s, we're adding 1 10,000, making 5 10,000s. So 452,210. And again, you could talk about all these in different ways. You could look at the 442,000 plus 10,000, think of it as 452,000. Or you could look at 42,000 plus 10,000 is 52,000. Different ways of saying the same thing. Now this one, you see, getting tricky on us again. Things are reversed. We're given the sum first equals one of the addends, and we have to fill in the missing addend. So what are we adding here to get this sum? The sum is 172,090. That's what you'll get if you take 171,090. You see there, I emphasized it, but the difference is in the thousands place, going from 1,000 to 2,000. What are we adding? Yes, 1,000. Ask yourself, does that answer make sense? Did I get tricked somehow? No. 171 plus 1 is 172. That works. Add similar one here, but we're subtracting. So we're given the subtrahend, we have to find the diminuend, and we're also given the difference here. The difference is 854,121. That's what you'll get if you take 900, and I'm emphasizing there, 954,121, and subtract what from it? Well, you're going from 9 in the 100,000s place down to 8 in the 100,000s place. And so what are you subtracting there? Yes, 100,000. And there you go. Does that make sense? 954 minus 100 is 854. Makes perfect sense. And so number 2 is done. And number 3, we have A, B, C, and D here to do. We'll fill in the empty boxes to complete the patterns. And then we can explain how do we get this in pictures, numbers, or words, how we found our answers. Let's take a look. So we have the numbers 145,555 blank for us to fill in, 147,555 blank, 149,555, and another blank. You can easily see what's changing in each of these. Which place? Yes, it's the thousands place. Goes from 5 blank to 7 blank to 9 to blank. And so the thousands place is going up. Well, given our blanks, it's going up by 1,000 each time. So in between 145 and 147, of course, is 146. 146,555. 145, 146, 147, you got it. 148,555 ones is another way to say that. 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150,000. And even though we're going from a 9 over to the next 10 here, it's quite easy to just count it up there. And then, so we're going to explain in pictures, numbers, or words how we found our answer. I think words will do well here. Yes. Each number is what? How do the numbers change? is 1,000, that's right, more than, or you could say greater than, the number before, right? And if you were doing, you could do a place value chart showing where you're adding on 1,000 each time. To do it in pictures, you could do it with numbers simply by taking each of these numbers and adding 1,000 to it. You could do a column sort of addition with this, but we'll do it in words on this one. All right, on to B and C. And now for 3B and C, same instructions. So we have a blank to start with. 764,321, 774,321, blank, blank, 804,321. So the key here is to look at these two, and you'll see how we get to the 800,000, which might have startled you. But take a look here. What's happening? What changes between these two numbers? Yes, the 10,000s place increases by 1. We have one more 10,000. It's 10,000 more. So our first one here, before 764, is going to be 10,000s less. So instead of 764,000s, we'll have 754,000. 754,000s, and that same 321, that's not changing. 754, 764, 774, 700, yes, 84. 784,321. If we're doing this right, that 8 down at the end there will make sense very soon. 754, 764, 774, 784, 794. So 794,321. Ah, yes, 794 and 10,000 more will be 804,321. So you see just think about it if we were talking about the number 794 and adding 10 to it. 754, 764, 774, 784, 794, 804. Okay, and we can, I'll go with words again on this one. I thought that worked. So each number is how much more or less than the one before it? Really, that's a B. Is how much? Yes, that's right. 10,000 more than, we'll make it rhyme, the number before. And instead of more, we could say greater than. We could say each number increases by 10,000 or increases by 10,000. Different ways of putting it. Let's look at C now. We have 125,876, 225,876. We can already see what's changing. Yes, the 100,000s place. A blank, then to 425,876, followed by blankety blank. We can see our 100,000s quite clearly are going up by 1, by 100,000 in each increment here in the pattern. So 125, 225, yes, 3. We know how to count, don't we? 325,876. We're given 425,876. So then we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 500,000s. 25,876. And then to 625,876, And let's go with words again. I'm feeling it. All right, so each number is what? And we'll actually write greater than this time. Each number is, and we can write this as a number this time instead of out in words, which is just simply easy. 100,000 greater than. It does not rhyme anymore. The number before. Or you could say each increases by 100,000. All right, that's 3, A, B, and C done. Let's finish up number 3 with 3D. All right, 3D. Let's put it in 3D. Okay, explain in pictures. Yep, same thing. Okay. So we have starting with a blank. This one looks like, usually the last one's a little more challenging. 254,445. Well, let's blank and blank. Let's jump and see what's changing in each of these numbers. You see what's changing? Which place? Yes, the 10,000s place is the one that changes. So we go from 5 here, 5 blank blank 2 1. We're counting down, right, from 2 to 1. This is our big clue here. 5 4 3 2 1. So we'll start over here in this first blank with what? With 6, right, in the 10,000s place. So 264,445. 6 in the 10,000s. 5, 4 will be this one in the 10,000s. So 244,445. 6, 5, 4, blank 2 1. Yes, we know what's coming next. 234,445. They tried to get us, but that was actually easy. So now, though, this is the only one that's been different. Instead of greater than, we're going with less than. So each number is what? What place are we talking about? What place is changing? Yes, the 10,000s place. So we can say is 10,000. And we're going down, so it's less than, right? Less than what? The number before. And then double check, make sure that is right. Is each number 10,000 less than the number before it? Sure is. Beautiful. So 3, A, B, C, D is done. Let's go finish up with number 4. All right, and we'll finish it off with one of those real-life word problems for number 4. Let's read it. In 2012, Charlie earned an annual salary of $54,098. At the beginning of 2013, Charlie's annual salary was raised by $10,000. How much money will Charlie earn in 2013? Use pictures, words, or numbers to explain your thinking. Well, so again, many ways we can go about this. I think we can do a quick and easy place value table here, no problem. Especially if instead of drawing this, we use digits, and instead of writing everything out, we can use abbreviations. So ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. And I'm only going to 10,000 because I see the numbers I'm dealing with are only go up to 10,000s. So let's put in 54,000, no hundreds, 98. And no, I don't have to write that 0 in the hundreds place, but I felt like it. And I was being raised by 10,000. Lucky Charlie. Okay, and how can I show that here? Many ways I can go about it. I can just write +1, right? I'm adding one more 10,000. So now he has 6. Now let me extend this line all the way across so I make it clear. in the 10,000s place, 6 in 10,000s place, and we're not changing anything else, so these numbers are the same. And I'll just write myself a little simple statement. In what year now? In 2013. Ooh, that's horrible. 2013, comma. Charlie, lucky guy he is, getting that big raise, will earn, that's right, we need the dollar sign. Don't forget that we're talking about money. $64,098. And our picture, by the way, that explains our thinking is right here. This is it. This is our pictures and numbers that explain our thinking. Look at that. You're done. You're done with homework. Homework time is over.